There's nothing quite like a really good steak and chips night. It could be for an occasion like a birthday, Father's Day, or maybe it's just a weekend treat. We're going to show you how to use the appliances to make it the best yet. Now, the first thing we need to do is preheat our oven, and we're going to use the assisted cooking feature because there's a French fry setting, which is absolutely brilliant. So all we do for this, we make sure we've got our roasting tray in place, which we have. We'll turn the oven on, and using the command wheel, we're going to turn it to menu, assisted cooking, and we're going to come to side and oven dishes. It's side dishes, French fries, and there we go. And what it does is we have bottom heat, true fan, and the grill all at the same time. And that means that we're going to get really, really crispy chips from the underside and on top as well. So the oven's going to beep at us when it gets to 220 degrees Celsius. In the meantime, we can start with our mushrooms. So I've got two lovely portobello mushrooms here, and I need a bit of our oil again.
So that's in our space tower with the internal blum drawers.
The drawers are incredible, aren't they?
They are amazing. 30 kilograms each drawer they can hold.
So a bit of cold pressed rapeseed oil goes on both sides of the mushroom here. Turn on our induction hob on the frying pan here. I'm going to set that to P, which is power boost, as you know, to get this really, really smoking hot. And while I'm doing that, I can just give these just a little rub round. You just want to make sure that you get that rapeseed oil all over. So we'll turn that down to, say, number 8. We'll also set the hob to hood feature on, which will automatically bring the fan up to speed. Now the mushrooms, the first thing we're going to do is put them fin side down like this. Just give that little push down, just hold it in place just for a couple of seconds, and we'll leave that just for a couple of minutes. So our oven is at temperature, so now we can get our fries in. We'll open the door, get our chips in, and you can hear that sizzle. That's what you're listening for. We'll set a duration timer on this, just in case we're not in the kitchen when it finishes, so the oven will turn itself off. 20 minutes, and that's done. We can forget about that now. So the next thing we can do is start thinking about our steak. First thing we need to do with this is actually get something to cook them on. So this is a plancher, and what we do is we pop that straight on there. And if I press both of these at the same time, I make a bridge function and connect these two zones together. Let's set up to power boost to get it nice and hot. Once we see a little bit of smoke, we can turn it down until we're ready to cook. Mushrooms here are looking really good. So let's just turn those over. There we go. We'll turn that down to about 5 or 6, kind of medium heat. And what we'll do is set a timer for this for, again, about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So to do that, all we do is press this, and then we'll set this to 20 minutes, and at the end of that timer, that will turn itself off. So now we need to do our steak. So we've taken these out of the fridge about 15 minutes or 20 minutes before we cook, just to take the chill off them. A little bit of cold pressed rapeseed oil. So next we need a bit of salt and pepper. So a good bit of pepper, nice bit of salt. They can sit there and just do their thing for a little while. We can see that we've got some smoke coming off this now. That means it's nicely at temperature. Got that lovely sizzle. And then let's go. And now we can just leave that a minute, minute and a half. We'll flip it the other way to get those crisscross pattern.
Yeah.
And then we'll flip it over and we'll do the same thing. Like that. And turn it that way. So again, you can see there, I've got some really, really nice char marks. So let's put you across the other way now. Same there. I mean, this couldn't be simpler, could it? Here, I have some little cherry tomatoes on the vine, just to warm those up, and we'll serve those with it as well. So let's put you across that way now. And the same on that one. I mean, that looks amazing, doesn't it? Because I've been handling raw meat with these tongs, quick antibacterial wipe, because the meat is cooked now, so what we don't want is raw meat on cooked meat. I'm happy with those. So at this stage, we've got the right colour, but we don't want to burn it. So what we do is we now take the heat right down, in this case to number 2. The residual heat on this will continue to keep cooking the steak.
Yeah.
We'll leave that for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, And then what we'll do is we'll move it on here to rest. So let's check our fries now. We're about just over halfway through. Have a little look, and you can see already that they're really crisping up, and that's that brilliant French fry function. So they're going to be ready in just a couple of minutes. So now we can take the steak off, and we're just going to rest that now on the board, and the residual heat can continue to cook the tomatoes. Let's just drop a couple of blobs of salted butter on those steaks and just let that melt in. Brilliant.
And that is such a useful feature.
So here are our fries. Super crispy now. You can hear how crispy they are. A little bit of salt. And then, there we go. And they are, oh. So while you taste that, I'm just going to cut into this one.
That is amazing.
So there we go, classic steak and chips night. With the right appliances and all the kitchen equipment in exactly the right place, it couldn't be simpler.